Hi guys. Okay, I'm here to talk to you about my love-hate relationship with credit cards, right? I got them at an early age. I do know the utility of credit. If you haven't watched my other video about why credit is king, I understand the purpose of it, right? And that being said, I have different credit cards for different needs. Some of the credit cards I use for travel, whether it be for airline tickets, to travel rental car coverage. I use some of them for cashback rewards. Some of them, if I need to carry a balance, I know they have a low interest rate. And so based on, or some of them have just like points that I can use to redeem merchandise, right? So based on these things, I'm going to give you some credit cards that you may want to have in your wallet if you want to do certain things. Let's talk about it. Okay, the first one I'm going to start off with is the American Express Delta card, right? And this is the gold one. I got this one a while ago. I had it for a few years. And I'll start with like the basics, like what you need to know about it. The first year you have a $0 annual fee. Thereafter is a $99 annual fee. I know some people get distracted by the annual fee. In my book, $99 annual fee pales into comparison to what the benefits that it allows me to have, right? So yes, it costs $99 after the first year, but it allows me certain benefits. This American Express card, unlike other American Express cards, allows you to carry a balance. So if you need to carry a balance, you can do it on this card. The bad thing about it is this has a high interest rate. So I wouldn't recommend you carrying a balance on it, but if you needed to, you could, unlike other American Express brands. Usually that American Express, you have to pay it in full every month, right? So that's one of the benefits. This is a Delta SkyMiles One Gold. So I've gotten several free plane tickets off of this Delta Gold card, which is why I'm not that concerned about it costing me $99 a year, right? Because the plane tickets I've gotten have been in excess of $300 if I was going to pay cash. $300, $99, and I've gotten more than one, at least two in 1 year. So that's like $600 plane ticket for a $99 investment. In my book, that works out great. It also has other benefits. So it has rental car coverage. So when you go to the rental car place, they usually ask you, do you want to sign up for additional insurance coverage? You usually can decline it if you pay for it with this card. You have to put the whole amount on this card, and it covers the collision damage or theft, so that you don't have to pay for it. I know some rental car companies say, well, you'll still have to pay it if your credit card pays for it, they'll just reimburse you. You still have to pay it up front. To me, it's still worth it to not have to pay that extra fee every day, especially if you're going to rent a car for like a week or more. That can add up. So having and reserving it through this card, it not only gives you airline ticket benefits, but also car rental, right? And I started using this Delta more when I moved to Houston because Delta flies out of, well, actually depends. Depends on where I'm going. Delta flies out of Houston. Sometimes you have to make a stop in Atlanta before you go anywhere. So this is why, that's a good segue into why I got the Chase United card. Because a lot of flights I take, United flies direct, right? And so if I want to fly direct places, I use the United card because they give me more benefits. We'll get into the details of that, but I would suggest you having, if you fly a lot, to have more than one. I have actually 3 different ones. Southwest, I don't even use it anymore. Still got the sticker on it. Because Southwest does not fly, or previously did not fly out of the airport that's closest to me. So keep that in mind when you're trying to figure out which credit cards you want to buy, or excuse me, not buy, sign up for, because like I said, when I first got Southwest, it was beneficial for me. But then as I realized when I moved to Houston, I was like, okay, it was at an airport that was furthest away from me. In the closest airport, United was the main airline that was flying out of that. So keep that in mind when you're deciding like which airline company you want to have as your credit card. Okay, as I mentioned, I have the United, this is called United Explorer Mileage Plus card. And I use this one, this is through Chase Bank. And I use this one, I'll tell you the benefits of that, but it's $0 for the first year, similar to the American Express. $0 for the first year, and then $99 fee after that. This one definitely, I think, pays for itself because it also gives you, similar to Delta One, the first check bag is free. Now, if you know about check bag fees, if you travel a lot, those can add up as well. So if you don't have to worry about the first check bag, then that benefits you. That's for going and coming, right? That could be $50 right there for just one trip. So if you pay $99 for it and you travel more than one time, then it pays for itself, right? Because you don't have to pay check bag fee. This is $99 a year. I use this one because I also get points on that. And I think that flying out of where I'm in Houston, flying out of Bush Airport, United is direct flights to many places. I've gone to New Jersey direct. I've gone to Mexico direct. I've gone to California direct. Going to Seattle direct. It's a lot of direct flights versus the Delta one where I say like Delta's hub is in Atlanta. It makes you go to Atlanta before you go anywhere else. So it doesn't have as much benefit as United does. So I think United won. Now, I don't know the interest rate on this one because that one, but I'm going to look it up for you guys. Okay, I'm back. So I looked it up. It's 16.24 to up to 24%, depending on your credit, right? So that one also has a higher interest rate. So I wouldn't carry a balance on that. But with these credit cards that I mentioned that are connected with the airlines, I would use it for that purpose, right? You can have different credit cards for different things. Use it for the purpose of getting the airline benefits. When you spend it at certain places, you get 2 times the miles. You earn miles on these cards, and then you can use the miles to turn in to buy tickets, right? So use it for that. Also, it gives you access to the United Club. So when you're going traveling, you can have access to the United Club, which is kind of like a little storefront in the airline, in the airport, where you can go like take a shower, get a little food, whatever, while you're waiting for your flight. So I think that was a good bonus to having the United Mileage Plus card. Okay, drop in the comment below. Let me know what other credit cards that you would recommend for, I guess, travel. I mentioned the particular airline ones, but there are other ones for travel that I probably don't have time to talk about in this video. Drop it in the comment section below. Okay, the next one I'm going to talk about is cashback rewards and low interest rate offers, right? So balance transfers, cash advances, things of that nature. So the first one is the Citi Double Cash. And I really like one. This actually is one of my newer ones. I like this one because it gives you cash back when you spend and cash back when you pay. So if you watch my other video about like credit card hacks, using your credit card for things that you already gonna buy and just being able to benefit from that, I would use this. Let's say I go to the store and I swipe it to use for groceries. I already have the money for groceries, so I swipe it to pay for groceries, and then I go, when I get in the car, transfer the money to pay for the groceries I just made, right? So I got credit for paying for the groceries with my credit card, and I got credit for making the payment to pay off the grocery purchase. So I get double cash back. Some cards give you only cash back for like how much you spend, not for pay. So if you use my logic, right? If you constantly do this through the month, right? Swipe, pay, you're getting a lot of cash back on stuff that you're doing anyway, right? Because they're giving you for the charge and for the payment. So that's why I like this card, because what I can do, I get cash back, so I can use it as just like they give me a check, or they can deposit it into my like bank account, or I can use it to apply to, if I have any balance left over after I made any purchases, I can use it to apply to the balance. So in essence, I like this card. This is a newer card. I think it's a MasterCard, so keep that in mind, because some places, I guess more places are accepting MasterCard. I know American Express is not accepted everywhere, and Discover. MasterCard and Visa are pretty much known to be accepted in a lot of places. However, when I go to like Costco only accepts Visa. So I wouldn't be able to use this for a Costco purchase because they only accept Visa. And previously, they only accepted American Express. So there are some retailers that only accept certain ones. So keep that in mind. If you're getting this is a MasterCard that may not be accepted everywhere, right? Also, if you're looking for, this is another Citi card, Diamond Preferred. And it is good for, they have a 0% interest rate for purchases for the first year. So let's say you know you're going to get a pile of money, but you need to make a purchase now, and you know you're going to get it within the next year. You can use this card and have up to 1 year of no interest on that, right? So you still have to make minimum payments on it, but you wouldn't have any interest on it, which would be beneficial for people who just need that extra 12 months to kind of get it together. They know they're going to pay it off. It's not a big deal. Once the 0% is over, I think it goes up to 15% interest rate. So that's pretty high, but you can enjoy the benefits of it while it's actually a low interest rate. I would say that this one is also a MasterCard. So it has the same kind of like, it may have some limitations because they're not accepted everywhere. Some people say, oh, I don't need all the credit cards, I'm going to close on my credit cards. If you watch my other videos about credit and personal finance, I don't even use all these credit cards. I have some other ones, some Bank of America ones too, from when I used to work there a while ago. I would say do not close your credit cards even if you don't use them, because it shows that you have a certain spending ability if you want to go for credit in the future. It shows that you have the ability to manage things, even if you're not using it. That's your way of managing, right? Like, I'm not using it. I don't want to have to like owe anything I can't afford. That's good. But closing it down limits your spending power, like the ability for you to spend. And creditors look at that to say, like, these banks, all these banks have trusted her or him with this amount of money. Okay, maybe we'll give them a chance too. So even if you decide, oh, I'm not going to spend these credit cards, just put them in a drawer or something. Don't cancel them. If you need to cut them up, whatever, that's fine. Don't cancel them because they can have some benefit to you just by having that open credit line to show your spending ability. So that's my little plug about why credit is still important even if you don't use the credit card. Okay, one more thing. I forgot to tell you. Some of the credit cards I have, like I mentioned, like when you first open them up, they give you those entry rates for things. But then some of the other credit cards I offer, they have certain things like promotions going on where they have a 0% interest rate for balance transfers or cash advances. I used to work at the bank in the industry, and I can tell you that I used to sell balance transfers and cash advances to people, right? And there's a benefit to it, right? So let's say you're carrying a balance and you're like, oh, I can't pay it. And it happens to be on a credit card that has a high interest rate. But you have this other credit card over here that has a lower interest rate. It would benefit you to probably transfer the balance from that credit card with the high interest rate to this credit card with a lower interest rate if you consider certain things, right? It has to be significantly lower, usually like a 0% or like really low, 2%, 1.99%, and calculate what the balance transfer fee will be. So sometimes that might be 2% of your balance. Sometimes it might be 3%. So whatever that percentage of your balance is, plus whatever the savings is in the interest rate, decide whether it would be worth it for you to transfer over. Most of the time it is, but just make sure you do the math, right? So if you have 14% over here, they're offering you 3.99 over here. In general, that's a good rate, but they're also saying 2% of the interest, 2% of the balance of whatever you're transferring. Make sure it's still going to work out and how long it's going to take you to actually pay it back. What's the interest rate going to go up to after the promotion ends? Is it going to go up to 14%? Then it may not work for you. Or if it's going to still be a lower interest rate, then it may work for you. Cash advance is the same thing. Like you need to take out some money to do a quick project, but you know you're going to pay it back. They can have the money transferred right into your checking account. They may offer you a 0% for 12 months as long as you pay it back. Keep in mind that, you know, like, can I really pay it back? It might be something like, oh, I'm going to definitely get a bonus at this date. Okay, this will work out for me in 6 months. I'll pay it back. Don't abuse the balance transfer cash advances. Unfortunately, I saw that a lot working at the bank because people took out more money than they could afford to pay back. So be aware. I want to make sure that you're aware of the benefits, but there are also some, their decision that you should make not lightly. Okay, so I have a couple of Bank of America credit cards as well. The Bank of America Rewards Card Preferred and Bank of America, I can't even tell because I got the sticker on top of it because I don't use that. But I have these because if I need to carry a balance, they have the lower interest rate. Right now, interest rates are pretty high. And if you can get an interest rate under double digits, like 10%, that's considered a good interest rate for a credit card. Because a lot of times, all the credit cards are starting right now at at least 14%. So if you have an interest rate on a credit card that's less than, as a normal, like a fixed rate, less than double digits, I would keep that in case you need to carry a balance. That way you're not paying an exorbitant amount of interest fees monthly if you need to carry the balance. So I keep these Bank of America credit cards. They also offer certain points on them. So previously I mentioned that there's certain cards that you can redeem for merchandise. They may have like bags. I know they have like designer handbags and some of the things. Of course, we're going to require more points for those kind of things, but they kind of vary. You can get cash back, but you can also get merchandise. And what they usually do is give you a better opportunity to earn more if you use it as merchandise versus them having to give you cash. Because I think they have some kind of partnership with certain merchants where they get them at a discount rate anyway. So them giving you cash, you may be able to get, let's say, $100 cash. But if you were able to use it for merchandise, they let you get a $300 bag, right? Because they probably didn't really pay $300 for that bag, and they rather give that to you than actually give you cash. So let me know below if you have any questions about the credit cards I mentioned. As I mentioned, if there are other credit cards that you know are beneficial for people. I think credit, like I said, has its place. If you don't abuse it, I don't want anybody to take this as, oh, go ahead and swipe or no swiping everywhere else, because that's not what I mean. But I wanted to give you some tools and let you know if you want to have certain credit cards, these are the benefits from it. These are the cons, and to use it to your benefit so you can travel. Like I said, I've gotten several tickets. I've gotten cash back. I've gotten rewards from using all these credit cards. I do believe they have a place. All right, see you in the next video.